What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we have a review video here, not something I do a whole lot on this channel. It just kind of depends, but Antank here had reached out and said, hey, we'll send you this power bank over and you use it and just do an honest review. And so, well, that's what I figured I would do here. I've used this for about a month and it's been working really well. Let's get into it and check out this magnetic power bank for the Steam Deck. Now, we'll talk about some other devices later on in the video because you can charge a lot of USB-C type devices with this power bank, but it is made specifically to work with the Steam Deck. It has a magnetic clip for the back, a couple of wires you can use and all that. So just unboxing it, we'll get this opened up here. We'll get into the main unit, which has a little bit of weight to it, but this is a hefty battery pack, but it does wind up working out okay on the Steam Deck. So it's built pretty nice. And again, like I said, from the time of getting this product, it's been about a month of me using it. And so far, a pretty good experience, which we'll get into here. But let's set this aside and we'll get the rest of the stuff out of the box here. We really just have a couple more things. We've got two wires. We've got a longer one, making it easier to charge things with the battery laying down there, and then the short one for the Steam Deck, and also the magnetic clip that goes right onto the Steam Deck LCD or OLED. I'm using the OLED in this video to attach there and be able to carry with you still portably and charge up and get yourself some additional battery, which we'll talk about how much additional battery here shortly. Now, this goes for usually around $60, but you can catch it on sale on Amazon or on their official website quite often, or there's oftentimes some codes you can use as well. I'll put links for all that in the description. This gives you the ability to charge either attached to the back of the Steam Deck or just laying down charging other devices or the deck, at about 1.5 time charges on your Steam Deck as well, for the LCD I believe that is. No blocking or interference for the fan with this redesigned model. Perfect compatibility for your air vents and everything on the Steam Deck, and fast and safe charging, which again, in a month's time of using this, all of this has proven true for me so far. No issues with fan or thermals or charging or anything like that. It's worked great. Now, taking a look at this here on the Steam Deck, I'll grab the clip up. I always start from the bottom. That seems to be the best way to get it clipped on, line it up with the air vents, and then just snap it on. And it won't slide back and forth. It stays really solid on there. Again, good cutouts, no issues with blocking vents or anything like that. And I've had this on and off of here dozens of times so far in my time using it. And the magnet is really strong. Again, we'll take a look at the fan, but it hasn't affected that. It attaches really well to the Steam Deck, either direction you want to go. Now, they do show in their own video using it this way, kind of as a stand, but it doesn't clip in quite as well. So I don't know how much I would trust that or use it, but it is there in a pinch. It's a shame they didn't build in like a kickstand into the power bank. That would have been cool. But yeah, you can have that on there either direction that way, and you'll be good to go. And again, it sits on there really well. I've not once had this thing fall off or give me any issues in my time of using it here. So let's grab the short wire with the angles on it. We'll plug that in. You are going to have this additional length kind of here. I believe that's that way because if you want to take the battery off, which we'll look at, it's easier to lay it down. If the wire were shorter, it'd be easier to hide, but you wouldn't have any slack for taking the battery on or off while it's plugged in. So it sits there just fine. It doesn't block my fingers in the back or anything like that. Still plenty of room. And if you want to detach this, take a break from the weight a little bit there, and play that way if you're on a tabletop or something, easy to do. And again, I think that's why that bit of slack is there on this cord that's meant for the Steam Deck and the attachment here. It does add some weight to the back of the device. It's definitely going to be there, but the fact that it is strong enough, it's portable enough, and works really well there is nice. And again, I've been using this about a month at time of making this video, and build quality has been really good. I've put it through its paces and used it a lot. Went through a lot of battery cycles and charging and using it on different devices, especially on the two different decks I have here with the LCD and the OLED. And yeah, I haven't been able to run into really any issues that I've had with it. You do get used to the weight on the back when you're gaming, but it always is going to be there at 2.5 by 6.2 by about 0.98 inches and 0.635 ounces. You certainly are going to notice that it's there, and it is nice to be able to take it off, lay it down every now and then, but it does help when it comes to the amount of time that you can game, which we'll get to. As far as the fan interference, again, with this model, I haven't ran into any problems. If I take it on or off, I get the same results when it comes to my fans and my thermals, and I haven't been able to find any problems or issues with this one. When it comes to the battery, I did Cyberpunk where I just plugged this thing in and let it go. So I had 100% on my deck when I did the testing, and I just plugged it in and I let it run Cyberpunk until it started using the Steam Deck battery. So from 100%, it took 2 hours and 48 minutes on a Steam Deck OLED to get to the point where the power bank was completely dead and the deck started using its own battery, which on an OLED gained me another couple hours and does really well. So well over 4 hours there on that. And if you're playing some maybe indie games or something like that that are drawing less power, you should do even better. You can lower your TDP, or maybe you're getting into some emulation or other stuff. There's certainly ways, of course. I was maxing things out there. So just completely running Cyberpunk and maxed out TDP, that's what we got there. So a lot of potential there with a lot of additional battery time. Now, if you want to plug in and charge something else like an iPhone or an Android phone or something like that, you're going to be able to do that without any trouble. I had one of my old dead phones here that picked up and started charging with this no problem. Something like an iPad or another tablet you'd be able to throw on here, plug it in, and get charged up in a pinch there as well. So not just great for the Steam Deck and what it offers there, it works great on some other devices as well. My G Cloud is another one where I'm able to charge up and go really well here. And the G Cloud has great battery life to begin with, 12, 15 hours I'll get out of this thing, but it's nice to be able to charge it up with the power bank. The switch is another good one here. So I often use my dock here when I'm playing, and I'm able to just plug into the back here and start charging up the switch, which is a bit dusty right now. It's been sitting on the shelf for a while, but we'll get to that. We'll get to cleaning that. Now, something like a handheld like the Legion Go or Ally, it's going to be a little bit more of a problem. Those are 65 watt, and this is a 45 watt charger. The Legion Go would actually charge up slowly if I wasn't gaming or doing anything, and it wouldn't quit on me. So it kind of worked. I didn't expect it to anyway, but the Ally X really didn't like it. After it was plugged in for a little while, it would just go back to battery power all the time, and it just wouldn't accept a charge, even if I ran it down a bit and would try again. So the Ally really didn't want to mess with that 45 watts much off of this power bank, or at least the Ally X. The Legion Go would charge if I wasn't doing anything and wouldn't kick me off, but it wasn't great. But I wouldn't expect it to be great. It's not rated for 65 watt charging that those devices need, but I just wanted to check it out anyway. But a bunch of other devices, this thing's able to charge up great around the house, great for power outages and stuff like that. And it works really well here on the Steam Deck with a lot more battery life. The weight you kind of get used to. It just depends on who you are and how it is for you to hold the device. But with the longer wire, you can also just set the power bank down and charge up while you're playing as well, and get yourself, depending on your device, 2 hours and 15 to up to 2 hours and 50, maybe even 3 hours additional through the power bank. So that's really nice there. Something like a kickstand built in would have been helpful. It's not going to work on a dock at the 45 watts. At 65 or higher, it might have worked to like through some docks, so that is a little bit of a drawback. And then there's only one USB-C port, so for charging and for discharging or whatever, you've only got the one port there. So that would be my only real drawbacks to it. But for the most part, for my time here, this has been a really good power bank. It's worked really well on the Steam Deck, and if you're looking to pick something up like this, I think this is a pretty decent option. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.